When August rolls around, I can't help but think of two cozy things: fall and coffee. There's just something about the cozy coffee house vibe, the warmth of a steaming cup, and little spills and splashes on the table that makes me feel at home. This month's theme is just that: fun and deliciously cozy. For my August spread, I wanted to capture the charm of a bustling coffee shop, complete with coffee rings, spills, and that comforting lived-in feel. I used Ferris Wheel's pressed ink in steeped umber to paint the August header. This is my very first ink from them, and I am really impressed. The formula is super smooth and it's richly pigmented. I also wanted to add some shimmer and definition, so I layered it with some copper from Posca's acrylic paint markers, and I sprinkled in some perfect little coffee ring stamps from Journal Say. And I really think that these stamps gave the spread so much character. My inspiration came from a mix of inky PET tape, vintage style parchment washi, and the ever-present feeling of wanting to sit in a plant-filled coffee shop. So, of course, I added some leafy elements from Archer & Olive's plant-themed subscription kit, which really gave the pages a soft pop of color, while also adding to the cozy botanical vibe. You'll probably notice little painted spots and watery splashes here and there, because when combining the ink and the paint, they became slightly diluted, which worked out perfectly, funny enough, to give it that messy cafe table look I was going for. This month, I also decided to switch up my layout a bit, so I created a recipe of the month page. Lately, I've been cooking and baking more and wanted a space to jot down my favorite recipes. For example, in June, I fell in love with making Dutch babies on Saturday mornings, and it became a little tradition. This recipe spread can also be doubled as a memory keeping page, perfect for tucking away your little mementos, photos, or vacation ephemera in this cute little pocket. To make this theme more boho chic, I tore up scraps parchment cardstock. The texture really helped the ink sink in to all of the edges and added to the whole spilled coffee charm. On the right-hand page, I included a self-care list, a reminder to prioritize myself, whether if it's giving myself a pedicure, taking a nap, or just slowing down. This page can be easily repurposed for many things, such as personal goals, wedding or party planning, or even work deadlines, because you might end up forgetting that small but really important thing. So it's always nice to have a dedicated space just for that. I found the whole process of painting, stamping, and placing everything, even a bit haphazardly, incredibly therapeutic. Maybe it was the coffee, maybe it was the creative mess, but it all put me in such a great headspace while creating this theme and setup. The next day, I sat down to work on my trackers. So with my habit trackers, I decided to give this a try and switch things up. I painted some sticker paper with the same Ferris Wheel Press ink to cover my mistakes, because yes, there were plenty, but they fit right into the theme. Each day of the month got its own little box to color in as I track my habits. The ink smeared here and there, and at the end of this, I actually really loved it. It feels intentional, like spilled coffee on a napkin. On the opposite page is my YouTube content calendar, which is essential for keeping my posting schedule organized. I used my trusty Pilot Metropolitan pen for the inky smudged lines and a forest green Tombow in 158 for the dates headers. It was then I really leaned into my journal say stamps. They were just too perfect for this theme and I couldn't help myself. Next up is my check-off list. Despite looking like it says off list, is just a simple yet functional spread. Each video I create has about 7 steps to complete, and multiply that by 4 weeks. That's a lot to keep track of. So having this list should help keep me more organized and efficient, all while looking super cute with its coffee stains and smudges. Finally, it's time to tackle the weeklies. August has 4 full weeks plus a few extra days, so I had to get a little creative. I started my first week on Sunday the 3rd and added the first and second as a little tip in to save some space while keeping it visually appealing. I decorated and adhered the tip in with my washi, though my camera stopped recording part way. I don't know why I did that, but I'm so sorry you didn't get to see that part. If you're curious on any of the items used in my videos, I always have them linked down below, so you can always grab them for yourself. Also, all of these stickers you see are part of an Inky Wonder set that I have been using almost every single month. So if you're curious about the gold gilded stickers you see everywhere in this spread, those will also be in the description below. Week 2 was a little bit tricky because of some of these square cutouts I added, but the end result was so worth it. Even if the squares aren't perfect, that just adds to the charm. And besides, it only has to last a week. At this point, I realized I had these Archer and Olive stickers, which looked so much more cohesive than handwriting all of the date numbers. Then I added more of that inky PET tape and a few more stickers, and with that, week 2 is complete. Week 3 was actually the very first idea that came to me when I saw these little potted plant stickers. I alternated the height of the daily boxes while topping each with a leafy friend, gave it such a whimsical cafe garden feel. The long, roomy boxes are perfect for lists, but they can also be great for creating little graphs. Whether you're tracking your weight loss journey, keeping tabs on your subscriber count, this setup is versatile, simple, and such a joy to use. Speaking of subscribers, we've passed 500. I can't thank you enough for being a part of this little journaling corner of the world. We may be small, but we are mighty and cozy, and I'm so happy you're here. Now on to the final week's setup. I kept this one super simple and spacious, with columns similar to the last week, but with evened out heights. Honestly, I was getting a little tired at this point, so I just layered down some washi, added a few stickers, and called it good. And sometimes that's really all you need. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around for our cozy August setup. If you're craving more journaling inspiration, I've linked a playlist here on the screen and down below where you can find more monthly creations to spark your creativity. Thank you so much for being here and joining our community once again. And I will see you in the near future.